give you the countdown. Now we're live. Sorry, didn't count.
And we're live. Welcome everybody to Mesa Boogie Hollywood. Today we have with us special guest, John Fortuné.
Hi everybody.
Whenever you're ready, John.
All right. Crystal raindrop fall, and the beauty of it all is when the sun comes shining through to make those rainbows in my mind. When I think of you sometimes, I want to spend some time with you, just the two of us. We can make it if we try, just the two of us. Just the two of us, just the two of us, building them castles in the sky, just the two of us, you and I. We look for love, no time for tears, wasted water's all that is, and we don't make no flowers grow. Good things might come to those who wait, not for those who wait too late. We gotta go for all we know. Just the two of us. We can make it if we try. Just the two of us. You and I. Just the two of us. Building the castles in the sky. Just the two of us. You and I. La 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 la. Make it if we try.
Woo!
Nice.
Thank you.
John, sounded good, my man. Man, thank you so much for being here today, man.
No
It's really
problem.
a treat to have you on this Friday here before we hit the weekend, you know?
Awesome.
So, you stopped by the shop yesterday. We met for the first time. And you do a lot of back and forth between here and Oregon, you were saying, right?
I do.
And also a local to here. You went to MI?
Yep. I went there a couple times. The first time was back in 2007.
Okay.
And I went for guitar for about, I don't know, it wasn't the whole program. And then the next time I was like a couple years ago, I went for desktop audio workstation. I learned Logic, how to use it.
Yeah.
And for my own home studio in Redmond, Oregon.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was interesting because I think you came in and we picked up this guitar that said,
It was,
you know, not for sale sign on
Right.
it. And I come up and I'm like, I'm so sorry, that's not for sale. It's just for, you know, use as a demo for our acoustic amp, the Rosette 10, which,
Yeah.
you know, you're like, hey, why don't I plug into that? Let me check that thing out while I'm here.
I saw that and
Yeah.
I wanted to hear what it sounded like because, you know, you do need a special kind of amp to play acoustic, and I do a lot of gigs on acoustic with my niece. We do a duo in Oregon and Portland, different place is called Uncharted Project.
Okay.
So I wanted to hear what that sounded like because, I'm interested in
So
acoustic amps.
now your first impressions. I mean, you've only had a couple of minutes with it here right before we set you up, but yesterday you had a little, play time.
Yeah.
Are you? How do you feel about the amp? Is it something you can see yourself using out there?
Totally. I use a Fender Twin right now, but
Yeah.
the sound I like to get, I get it when I combine that with our PA system because you need some of the bass for doing the bass notes
Right.
and the highs in the middle. And this almost sounded like just as good as my whole setup.
Oh, great.
As far as sound goes, it's not stereo because it's the one speaker, but
Right.
I know I can put that out in the back and
Yes.
I can hear all that I wanted to hear. When you were dialing in yesterday, it sounded really good.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I tried to. We got the tones pretty quick, so I'm
Yeah.
glad that they're working out for you. Yeah, we're happy with it. I mean, it's the it came out a little bit after the first one with the 10-inch speaker in there, so we get a little bit more bottom end.
Yeah,
I
it
was-
sounds a little bigger, I think.
A little bigger.
It
yeah,
totally
which is nice.
does. I was watching the demo that Mimi Fox did
Okay.
of that one and the other one.
Yeah.
She's a great guitar player.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You can totally hear the difference because as soon as the 10, that's a 10-inch, right?
Mhm.
Yes.
As soon as that one came in, you can hear there was more depth and bass, and it was almost like it went from. I mean, the other one sounds really good, but this one sounded even better.
Okay, great. No, good to hear, man. Yeah, no, we're definitely excited about it. It's one of those things where I think it took a while in the making, and we're glad that it's finally here. It's a great addition to the family. Now, you had mentioned you go, like we had talked about you coming back and forth a lot. Is that you do, now you're playing up in Oregon, you're playing some stuff down here. You're just trying to, are we spreading out through California and everything in between, or?
Well, you know how it is. When a musician, you take every gig you can get.
Yeah.
I have a pretty good situation because I work half the time here. I used to live here full time, but
Okay.
we moved over there because we were taking care of my wife's mother who was sick, and we ended up staying there. But I work half the time here and half the time over there, so a lot of back and forth, a lot of flying,
Yeah.
and do a lot of gigs over there. And
Okay. And have you always dressed this good?
this is just my normal attire.
I knew you were going to say that. I was looking for that. I was going to ask you if this is the normal attire, man. I'm in.
That's just the way I dress.
Looking sharp
It's a
as
sharp
always.
look, man.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, this guy's got to be my lawyer or
Yeah.
or private investigator, or he's got to be a great musician, and
I
we
can
figured
see
out it's the
PI.
third. We don't know. We don't know the rest of the story yet. Dude, do you have time for one more
Absolutely.
tune for us, if you don't mind? We'd like to hear you do your thing a little bit more, man.
fantastic.
Sure.
What do you got for us?
Yesterday, that piece I played, the little short part, it's actually a song. It's called "Don't Leave Me Out in the Cold."
Okay.
So
Dinesh, you want to drop the master volume on that amp just a
Yeah.
tad before
You know
we
what?
start that out?
I might just do a little bit so I can hear those vocals come out. We're doing vocals just straight in the room here, so we're just going straight for it, guys. Yeah, John, whenever you're ready, man, let's hear something.
Let's hit it.
it's called "Don't Leave Me Out in the Cold."
Okay.
I have been standing at your door for a long time now. I've been knocking at your door, hoping you let me in. If you let me in, I'll come and dine with you. If you let me in, won't be knocking, no. If you let me in, you won't be sorry. Don't leave me standing out in the cold. Don't leave me standing out. Don't leave me standing out in the cold. Don't leave me standing out in the cold. Don't leave me standing out. Don't leave me standing out. It's so cold out there. Don't leave me standing out in the cold by myself. Oh, yeah.
Nice. All
Very
right,
nice.
man.
Thank you.
I would clap. I'm just holding the phone.
Give me a little background on that song. What's a little background on that?
Yeah, it started out as an instrumental,
Uh-huh.
and I think I have it on SoundCloud somewhere. But I'm from an island. I grew up on an island. I don't like being cold, and I live in Oregon. Usually, it gets pretty cold. And one winter, a couple years ago, we had like 3 feet of snow.
Wow.
That's
And
the whole situation.
Yeah, here in LA, we can't fathom that.
no.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, it comes from the heart, I suppose, in some way. Standing out in the cold, waiting for somebody to let you in the house.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, that was great. That was great. And you're making
you.
that thing sound great, and you sound great. And man, we appreciate you for coming down today.
Well,
I
thank
know
you.
that you've got to get home pretty soon here. And, man, while you're here, can you tell us where we can find some of your stuff, your website, your social media links?
Sure. My name is John Fortune, as in Fortuné, Fortuné. I was born with the last name because it's French. I grew up on an island and we spoke French. It's John Fortuné. So my website would be John, the number 4, TUNE .com. But I've made some instrumentals and some other music that I've put on iTunes and Amazon or wherever. They all show up under John Fortune. But I think I have a new album coming out that's gonna be a bunch of 80s songs
Okay.
Yeah.
This vein?
in this vein, in
That's
acoustic
great.
format. Yeah,
Very
Okay.
cool.
That's
Yeah.
a great idea.
got a few songs.
I've got clapping from Florida, by the way, here on our Facebook Live, just so you know. We've got some
Thank
people in
you.
Florida giving you some love.
Awesome, thank you. Yeah, so I'll have that out in this next month by the 15th. And
Well, we will definitely keep an eye out for that. Yeah, please give us a heads up, too, on that, because that sounds like a great idea.
yeah, it's great. And some of those songs, they really overproduced them back in the 80s.
Yeah.
In the 80s, overproduction? Never.
Never.
Let's see, one that I did. You guys should know this. Well, I'll think of it in a minute.
Yeah.
It was Move Yourself. Da-na-na-na-na.
Oh, right. Owner of a Lonely Heart.
Owner of a
yes.
Lonely
Heart.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
redid that one.
That's a great tune.
That's cool.
Yeah, but you know how produced that song was.
I know.
Trevor Rabin, in all his glory.
Man, now you got me thinking of what you actually cooked up for that. That's awesome.
Acoustic, even the solo. And
No
everything.
kidding.
Yeah, so
That's great.
it's a different sound. Anyway, I
Yeah.
think people would like it.
That's awesome, man. Well, man, we're going to have to wrap it up here, but again, thank you for having the time to come down. We're glad that you were here for us, and glad that we met yesterday and we're able to make this happen. We appreciate it, man. You sounded great.
I appreciate being able to play on that amp. It's a great amp.
John Fortune, ladies and gentlemen, and the Rosette 110 Mesa Boogie Hollywood Live. And we'll see you guys next time, and stay tuned for John's work coming out soon. Thanks, guys.